Async await explained in 2026. 1. Syntax sugar over promises. This is the single most important thing to understand. Async await is not a new feature. It's a different way of writing the exact same promise-based code. These two functions do the exact same thing. Promise chain. Function getUserID. Return fetchUserID, then user, console log user.name, and return user. Async await. Async function getUserID. Const user await fetchUserID, console log user.name, return user. An async function always returns a promise, even if you just return a plain value inside it. And await simply pauses execution inside that function until the promise settles. It doesn't block the rest of your program. 2. Converting a .then chain. Here's a more realistic example. The same logic side by side. Before .then chain, function load dashboard, return fetch user, then user, fetch post user ID, then post, catch error, console error, failed, error. Now, async await. Async function load dashboard, try. Const user await fetch user. Const posts await fetch post user ID. Console log posts, return posts. Catch error, failed, error. Notice there's no then nesting, no chain to visually trace. It reads top to bottom like ordinary synchronous code. This is the entire appeal of async await. Same behavior, dramatically easier to read. 3. Try catch instead of .catch. With promises, you attach .catch to the chain. With async await, you wrap the code in a try catch block instead. Async function get data. Try const data await fetch data. Return data. Console error. Something went wrong error. Handle the error, return a fallback or rethrow. Important, if you use await without a try catch and the awaited promise rejects, the error propagates up as a rejected promise from the async function itself. It doesn't just vanish, but it also won't be caught locally. Always wrap awaited calls and try catch when you need to handle failure at that point in the code. 4. The classic parallel-vs-sequential mistake. This is the single most common async await performance bug. Slow, each await blocks the next, runs one at a time. Async function load all slow. Const users await fetch users. Waits. Const posts await fetch posts. Then waits again. Const comments await fetch comments. Then waits again. Return users post comments. All three start at the same time. Async function load all fast. Const users post comments. Await promise all. Fetch users, fetch posts, fetch comments. Return users post comments. If your awaited calls don't depend on each other's results, wrapping them in promise all runs them concurrently instead of one by one. This can turn a 3-second load into a 1-second load with no other changes. 5. Top-level await. You used to need an async wrapper function just to use await anywhere. Modern JavaScript modules support top-level await directly. Inside an ES module, no wrapper function needed. Const config is await fetch config. Console log config. Export const settings at config.settings. This is especially useful for module initialization, loading config, connecting to a database, or setting up something before the rest of the module runs. 6. Mistakes to avoid. Pitfall 1. Forgetting await entirely. Async function get user. Const user fetch user. Missing await. Console log user.name. Error, user is a promise, not the data. Pitfall 2. Awaiting sequentially in a loop when you don't need to. Async function process all IDs. For const ID of IDs. Await process item ID. One at a time, even if independent. Pitfall 3. Mixing .then with await unnecessarily. Async function get data. Const data await fetch data. Then res.json.